Yes, people, what is happening? Welcome back to Lily White Lane. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all doing okay. And today, I'm going to be bringing you your match preview for the Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United game. But before we get into the video, make sure if you're new here to smash that subscribe button, hit that like button as hard as you possibly can, as it does help the channel out in the YouTube algorithm, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. On the content side of things, you can expect to see all kinds of Tottenham Hotspur content, whether it be match previews, match reviews, player ratings, predicted lineups, Tottenham updates, transfer updates, unbiased Premier League shows, top 5 lists, and debriefs and day after shows after every single Tottenham Hotspur game and fixture. So without further ado, let's get right into the match preview. So, huge game this Sunday. Massive game for Tottenham Hotspur as Manchester United do travel to North London to take on Tottenham Hotspur at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with a 4:30 kick-off UK time. Huge game, massive game. It's Jose Mourinho versus Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and this time we take on Manchester United at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Obviously, last time out, we absolutely demolished Manchester United by 6-1 at Old Trafford, at the Theatre of Dreams, at the stadium that people say is so hard to go there and pick up 3 points against Manchester United. We picked up 3 points last time out, as I say, earlier in the season, and we picked them up in style last October. You know, with fantastic, phenomenal goals from the likes of Harry Kane, Serge Aurier, Heung-min Son, and do I think we'll repeat that 6-1 scoreline? No way. I really don't think we will. But do I think we can win this game? Yes, without a doubt. We all know Jose Mourinho can excel when his back's up against a wall. And in my opinion, something just tells me he will turn up. Something just tells me he will turn up. Jose Mourinho playing his former team that he got sacked from, as I say. He won his revenge at the beginning of the season. He got that. Now it's Manchester United are the ones who want revenge. Now it's Manchester United who are travelling to North London and they want to be the ones to score 6 goals. Put 6 goals into the back of the net, as I say. And look, it's going to be a very tough game. Manchester United, in my opinion, are the form team heading into this game. I'd say they've been doing very well recently in the Premier League and outside of the Premier League. I'd say beating Real Sociedad 4-0 in the Europa League. As I say, beating West Ham United 1-0 and a big win for them. And just coming off a 2-1 loss, loss, a 2-1 win against Brighton. It'd be mental if they came off with a 2-1 loss to Brighton. But no, they did just defeat Brighton by 2-1, as I say, with 2 fantastic goals from Marcus Rashford and Mason Greenwood. And when it comes to Tottenham Hotspur's form heading into this game, I'd say, you know, we're just coming off a 2-2 draw with Newcastle United at St James's Park, which was absolutely gutting. Beforehand, as I say, we did pick up a huge 3 points against Aston Villa, where some said Jose Mourinho's job was on the line. We absolutely dominated them, defended really well, and beat them by 2-0. And before that, we were awful. We were absolutely awful, losing 3-0 to Dynamo Zagreb, 2-1 to Arsenal. But I do believe we can get over the line in this one. I do believe it's a huge game. And look, it's a massive game for Jose Mourinho. I know we say it a lot, but Jose's job could still be on the line in this game. In my opinion, look, people know my thoughts about Jose Mourinho. I don't think he's the right man for the job, but I think it'd be ridiculous to sack him right now. I think if you're going to sack him at the end of the season if we don't get top 4. If we do get top 4, keep him at the club. But my thoughts on Jose, I don't think he's the right man for the job. And some of his comments recently, they don't sit well with me at all. They don't sit well with me at all. And as I say, you know, there's players who should be starting in the team, such as Toby Alderweireld, who haven't been picked recently. And look, it's an absolute shambles at Tottenham. So we need this 3 points massively, and we need it so badly for a confidence boost. Because in my opinion, we're the ones heading into this game with something to play for. In my opinion, Manchester United haven't got that much to play for. They're going to have to focus more so on the Europa League. As I say, they've all but confirmed their place in the top 4. It hasn't been officially confirmed, but you all know they're going to get Champions League football next season. As I say, almost 10, I think it's 10 or 12 points clear of dropping out of that top 4. As I say, it's looking likely they could secure that 2nd place in the Premier League, as I say. So things are going very well, Manchester United, considering the last time we played them, they were a mid-table side. As I say, you know, even fighting for relegation a few games, and I remember they were 17th. But as I say, you know, they've climbed back up the table, and it's been a fantastic season for them. And something I do believe which can give us a massive advantage is they have the Europa League to focus on, right? Heading into this game, they play Granada this evening, all right? They play Granada on Thursday, then they play us on Sunday. We played Newcastle last Sunday, and now we play Manchester United this Sunday. We've had 7 days rest, including the international breaks rest beforehand, as I say. So I do believe it's without a doubt winnable fixture, and especially for Manchester United, because, you know, it's going to be a massive game. And in my opinion, if they're going to choose to rest players, it's going to have to be for our game, as I say, because they have to focus on the Europa League. Although Granada are massive underdogs, you know, we saw what happened with Dynamo Zagreb when we rested some of our top players. So, as I say, they are going to have to rest some of their top players in our game if they do want to pick them in the Granada game. So, there's massive things that could give us an advantage. But as I say, form-wise, Manchester United have been a much better side as of recent, as I say. But I think it's an absolutely massive game. As I say, it's a crucial game. We need to walk out of the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Sunday evening about 7 o'clock. I say the players, the manager, they need to walk out of there happy with a huge 3 points. And that takes me on to something I did want to include in this video, as I say, and it is the combined 11. The Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United combined 11. I want to make this an ultra preview, as I say, especially for the big games. Why not? You know, kill two birds with one stone, as I say. Let's do the combined 11 and the match preview, as I say. So I do have the combined 11 in front of me on the laptop, as I say. So we'll go through my Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United combined 11. So we'll start things off in goal. Hugo Lloris. Hugo Lloris gets in over David De Gea any day of the week, in my opinion. And I'll explain exactly why. De Gea, he makes a lot of mistakes, in my opinion. He makes a lot of mistakes. And a few years ago, he was up there with the best goalkeeper in the world. But recently, he's been making mistakes. He's been dropping in change with Dean Henderson. You know, one game Henderson starting, the next De Gea starting. You know, he's been very injury prone as of recent. Lloris hasn't had any of that. Yes, he's made a lot of mistakes as of recent, but you have to remember this guy served the club for 8 years. He's been an incredible shot stopper. He's a much better shot stopper, in my opinion, than David De Gea. So he starts in that goalkeeping position for me, right? Definitely a tough one to choose from, in my opinion, but as I say, I do think Hugo Lloris gets in over David De Gea. But that takes us on to the two centre-halves, as I say. I've chosen Toby Alderweireld and Harry Maguire, right? Toby Alderweireld, although what's going on at Tottenham Hotspur right now, the whole training dilemma, as I say, Jose, is he lying, is he not lying? What's going on with that whole situation? Whatever you make of that situation, there's no denying that Toby Alderweireld is an absolute class centre-half. He's a world-class centre-half, as I say, a defensive rock. Yes, he's getting older, but he served this club some fantastic memories, as I say, for 5 fantastic years of defensive dominance. Everyone remembers Toby and Jan. They were classed as the best centre-back partnership in the world. So as I say, you know, when he does eventually retire, whether he stays at Tottenham or goes to another club to retire, he will go down as one of our greatest ever defenders. So he goes in that centre-back position for me over the likes of Eric Dyer, as I say, over the likes of Joe Rodon. Definitely Joe Rodon could go in there in the future, but right now you have to look at him and see he's a much younger player. So in my opinion, Toby Alderweireld gets in there. And the other one, it was between many players. It was between 3, right? Eric Bailly, Harry Maguire, and Lindelof. Now, I ruled out Lindelof straight away because I don't think he's good enough. I don't think Lindelof's good enough for a top side, as I say. He's not bad centre-half, but he's not good enough for Manchester United standard, in my opinion. But as I say, you know, then it came between Harry Maguire and Bailly. Now, in my opinion, Eric Bailly is the better player than Harry Maguire, right? I do think he's a better player, but the guy's been injured a lot recently, as I say, and his past few performances, he hasn't done enough. It's clear to me he hasn't been getting enough game time, as I say. So I would have to choose Harry Maguire in that starting 11. Look, I'm going to come out and say I kind of rate Harry Maguire. I think he's an alright centre-half, as I say. He's good in the air. Defensively, he may not be the greatest, right? I'll be the first to admit that. I don't rate him as much defensively, but in the air, he's very good. He's the perfect man when you got a corner in the last minute of the game, as I say, he can jump up, head it into the back of the net. He does score some goals as well. You know, I do rate Harry Maguire. I think he's a good centre-half, as I say. And yeah, him and Toby as my centre-back partnership in this combined 11, without a doubt. And that takes us on to the right-back position. It was between Japhet Tanganga, Serge Aurier and Wan-Bissaka, right? Now, down the line, it could without a doubt be Japhet Tanganga. I still believe Tanganga's the centre-half. Jose likes playing him a right-back. If Jose stays in the job, he can evolve to be better in that right-back position. I think any other manager comes in, he transitions to the centre-half position. But in my opinion, you know, I'd have to rule him out. I think he's too young, in my opinion, as I say, you know, very young player. As I say, he's still coming through, and in the next few years, without a doubt, he could be in this right-back position. In about 5 years, we could be doing another combined 11 for Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United, and he'll, without a doubt, be in that right-back position. But for me, he's ruled out. He's very young. He's coming through, so you can't really put him in over the likes of Wan-Bissaka and Serge Aurier. Doherty, for me, doesn't even get a shout. So it's between Sergio Aurier and Wan-Bissaka. And I'd have to go with Wan-Bissaka. Now, both make a lot of mistakes. Both have their faults. Wan-Bissaka's been caught quite a lot, not staying with his man, as I say. Sergio Aurier's been caught a lot, giving away, silly fouls that he doesn't need to. But in my opinion, the pace that Wan-Bissaka has, and he's a perfect wing-back. He's a perfect wing-back. If Manchester United were to play 5 at the back, if they got a new centre-half, this guy would suit it so much because he's pacey, he's really good. And yes, he gets caught out sometimes for not staying with his man. But as I say, I think he's a very good player. I think he's pacey, as I say. And he gets in without doubt for me over Sergio Aurier. Sergio Aurier gives away way too many silly fouls. He's never been good enough, in my opinion, Sergio Aurier. So without doubt for me, right back position, Wan-Bissaka. And then in the left back position, Reguilon or Luke Shaw. Very, very tough one in my opinion, but I'd have to go with Luke Shaw, right? I would have to go with Luke Shaw. I rate both of them so highly. I think Reguilon's runs from zone 13 up to 17 are absolutely incredible. The guy's so good defensively, as I say, positionally aware. I really do rate him, but you look at Luke Shaw and you look at his transformation and you see, this is the player that's been struggling for years. This is the player that's been struggling to get first-team football at all, as I say. He's been really struggling under Jose. He wasn't good enough at all, in my opinion. He's been really awful. Hasn't been good enough. But ever since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in, he has transformed Luke Shaw. And this season, in my opinion, Luke Shaw, if there was an award that the Premier League gave out for the most improved player, it would have to be Luke Shaw, because the guy's been absolutely outstanding all season. He got a massive goal, which gave him a confidence boost against City as well, when United went on to win that game 2-0, I'd say. And he's just been phenomenal defensively, made some great runs, I'd say. And as much as I love Reguilon, he gets in over Reguilon, in my opinion. He does get in over Reguilon. Maybe over the next few seasons, Reguilon will get in over him, but this season especially, Manchester United, when they started the season off in a crisis, he was the one who always had his head held up high. And I say he's really proved himself to be a first-team starter. And proved himself that, in that left-back position, when England go to the Euros, I'm going to start there. I'm going to start over your other top players. And he's definitely cemented himself there, in my opinion. So, Luke Shaw in that left-back position, very improved. I really do rate Luke Shaw, as I say. And, by the way, I'm going with a 4-2-3-1 as my formation. So the two kind of defensive midfielders, kind of centre mids for me, have to be Højbjerg and Pogba, right? Højbjerg, an absolute defensive rock. Yes, his form hasn't been the greatest recently, but the guy's absolute class. So positionally aware, you rarely find him without his man. As I say, an absolute beast defensively. Really hard to get past him. He gets in without doubt for me, as I say. And McTominay's definitely up there for a shout this season, but in my opinion, Højbjerg gets over McTominay and Fred. And then in the other kind of central defensive midfielder / centre mid role, Paul Pogba. I really do rate Paul Pogba. I think the guy's absolute class. Whatever you want to say about his contract situation and his agent and everything and speaking out, whatever your thoughts are about him maybe leaving Manchester United in the summer, there's no denying the guy's a world-class player. He's skillful, fantastic, and over the past few weeks, before he did return, it really did go to show how weak that Manchester United midfield is. And I was watching a Brighton game and I saw Paul Pogba comes back in. He reassures everything. You see the likes of Fred, in my opinion. I don't rate Fred. I don't think he works well next to McTominay, as I say. He just, for me, in my opinion, I watched Fred. I watched him in that Brighton game, as I say. And he just kept on hiding behind his man. Not allowing Maguire to find a pass, in my opinion. So, Maguire or Lindelof to find the pass. So, for me, Fred doesn't get in, as I say. McTominay has maybe McTominay, because, if Manchester United were picking their starting 11, I'm sure they'd go Pogba and McTominay instead of Pogba and Fred. So, in my opinion, as I say, Højbjerg gets in, but Paul Pogba's class. I think he gets in there without a doubt. And as I say, now we'll get to the central attack midfielder, and there was really only one man. I love Lucas Moura. I think he's done so well kind of sitting behind Kane. But you cannot say Moura gets in over Bruno Fernandez. This season he's been good, but Bruno Fernandez is the reason Manchester United is sitting in second. Bruno Fernandez is the reason Manchester United probably will get Champions League football. This guy is one of the best players in the world. Absolute class. I rate him so much. I think he's phenomenal. He's got a great free kick, a great touch, fantastic at passing, I say. Does his defensive work well, presses high well, adapts to the team's mentality, adapts to the tactics that Ollie puts out. I think he's incredible. And without doubt, this season he has to be up there for player of the season. Of course, Kane's up there. Of course, the likes of Gundogan and De Bruyne are up there. But right now, De Bruyne or Fernandez, I'm going with Bruno Fernandez. I think he's absolutely incredible, as I say. He does score a lot of penalties, but you look at him as a central attacking midfielder, and ever since he's come into Manchester United, they've claimed the most points out of any other Premier League side. The most points out of any other Premier League side ever since he's come in. Now, in my opinion, if they can bring in a new centre-half in the summer, Manchester United, maybe a new defensive midfielder, I'd say a new CDM to sit next to Pogba, whether Pogba goes or not. If he does, then maybe keep McTominay in the squad and bring in a new defensive midfielder. I don't think they need a striker. If they can get that, they'll be serious title contenders next season. So I'd say, Fernandez gets in for me. Left wing, it was between Heung-min Son and Rashford. Now, this season, Rashford's been good, but in my opinion, someone asked me a question the other day on a Q&A, and it was on another Spurs channel, I was saying, they said, look, do you believe that, no, what it was, right, has Jose Mourinho improved Tottenham at all? Has he actually improved Tottenham? And I said, I don't think so. I think he's degraded us. I don't think he's made us better. He's made us worse, if anything. But there's one thing he's done so well, and that's he's given Heung-min Son and Harry Kane the best season of their lives, man. Son and Kane have been absolutely firing. So on the left wing, it was between Rashford and Son, as I say. But I also thought about it, and I thought Rashford can play in that right wing position as well. And that's why I chose Heung-min Son on the left wing, as I say. Moving on to the right wing, in my opinion, Rashford gets in without doubt. I think he's pacey, think he's a very good player. So as I say, Rashford and Son is my kind of wingers. And up top, there was only one man. Cavani's been good this season, but Harry Kane gets in without doubt. Fit and firing up there with the best players in the world. Second most goal contributions this season, right behind Robin Lewandowski. And you have to remember, he's been injured as well. So incredible from Harry Kane, as I say. And that is my combined 11. This has been the preview show, guys. The longest preview show I've done, combined with the combined 11. I'd say let's go through that combined 11 one more time. Hugo Lloris in goal, Harry Maguire as a centre-half, Toby Alderweireld as a centre-half, Wan-Bissaka in that right-back position, Luke Shaw in that left-back position, Højbjerg and Pogba as the holding midfielders, Fernandes as an attacking midfielder, Son and Rashford as the wingers, and Kane up top. That is the combined 11, guys. Thank you for watching the match preview / combined 11. Thank you for watching, as I really do appreciate your support. And as always, come on, you Lily Whites!